Today marks the beginning of our Holy Week journey. Out of all of the holiday celebrations, this one tends to feel the most sacred. The name itself carries with it some weight, Holy Week. Living on this side of the cross, the word holy is often lost on us. We have an all-access pass to the Creator of heaven and earth. At all times, we have the privilege of standing in the presence of a holy God. And although this is commonplace for us, it would shake Moses to his core. In reverence, let us consider that a holy God is in our midst. Psalm 99 verses 3 through 5 says, "Let them praise your great and awesome name, mighty King, lover of justice. You have established fairness. You have acted with justice and righteousness throughout Israel. Exalt the Lord our God. Bow low before his feet, for he is holy." Take the next several moments to let this truth sink in. In light of his holiness, it's no wonder when we look at the life of Jesus, we are perplexed. We see something recognizable in him, yet he is holy and other. When he taught, the disciple Matthew tells us that the crowds were astonished at his teaching, for he was teaching them as one who had authority, and not as their scribes. During the last week of Jesus' life, teaching was regularly on his lips, and many of his teachings took the form of story. In Matthew 25, Jesus tells the story of 3 men, each of them entrusted with money. The first 2 made the most of what they were given, while the one with the least buried his portion in the ground. This man was punished for his response to what he was given. In this teaching, we learn that it's not about how much we have, but what we do with what we've been given. This teaching was revolutionary and freeing. No longer do we have to obsess over what we do or do not have. What's important is what we do with what we've been given. What is your response to what you've been given? Do you bury what you've been given in hopes of preserving it? How often do you look at what other people have and wish you had the same? Do you wonder why God blesses others but seems to be withholding blessing from you? Do you struggle to believe that God can use you as is? All too easily, we fall into a mentality of lack, and our response is to bury and preserve what little we do have. Listen to this teaching of Jesus and take heed. You have enough, and God is strong enough to use even you. Now in trust and with a thankful heart, go and do something with it. Father, let the words and teachings of Jesus sink into our hearts. I pray for every person who is worrying about what they have. I pray for those who find themselves comparing and feeling a sense of lack in their lives. Your word tells us that those who trust you lack no good thing. You've entrusted us with something, whether it be big or small, and I pray you give us wisdom and strength to do something about it, to respond out of reverence and make the most of what you entrust to us. For everyone overcome with fear or a sense of dread, for the person wondering if you will really come through, I pray you show yourself faithful to them. Fill them with peace right now. And when we're lost in confusion, let us look to you as the ultimate teacher. Jesus, you've given us your Spirit and you're leading us into all truth. Amen.